Dear students, I am continuing kinetic theory of gases. In the previous class, we understood postulates of kinetic theory of gases. So now, let us cross-check the validity of the postulates of kinetic theory of gases and apply the postulates to the real gases. If you consider this diagram, you can find that before that the gaseous molecules are randomly moving, and at the end what happened, they are come to one position and they settled at one corners of the vessel. So why this is take place, you please think on it. So before, the gaseous molecules are moving around this vessel, so because of some thermodynamic variation in thermodynamic parameter, they settle together. So why they settle? What are the factors that made them to settle in one particular place? So you start to think on it. I will give the answer very soon. But when we come to the ideal condition, this ideal condition according to kinetic theory of gases applicable only when the intermolecular attraction between the molecule is negligible and the volume occupied by a single gaseous molecule is negligible, then only the molecules obeys the kinetic theory of gases. But this is possible only at high pressure and at low temperature, so it won't possible. Why? Because at high pressure the gaseous particle comes together, so it is helpful to create the force between the gaseous particle, and if the force between the gaseous particle increases, then so no more gases, then the gas is converted into liquid, so it is called as liquefaction. So kinetic theory do not going to emphasize anything on liquefaction of gases. So dear student, what we are going to talking here is the ideal condition, or the ideal gas exists when we consider the intermolecular force of attraction is negligible, and so lack of volume, that is volume occupied by each molecule, is very less. If you neglect the volume and force of attraction, then it exists. But our question is at high pressure and at very low temperature. At very low temperature, what happens usually? The kinetic energy of gaseous particle is decreases. As a result, what happens? They comes closer. And at very high temperature, so at high temperature and low temperature, these are the suitable condition for a gaseous particle for aggregation. So in this figure, before the gaseous particle are randomly moving in the vessel, but if you decrease the temperature and increase the pressure, at that moment they settle, the volume is decreases, and the force of the volume is decreases and they comes nearer. So these phenomena, this variation of liquefaction of gases arises a question of attraction between the molecule. But when we come to real gases like nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, monoxide, so in these gases attractive and repulsive forces exist, and they have finite volume. We know that nitrogen cylinder, carbon dioxide, they possess some volume, but the theory says the volume is neglected and the force of attraction is neglected. So let us see some more information about these ideal behavior and these real gases. And if you look at the graph of pressure versus volume, in the Boyle's law we studied that so the volume of a gas is inversely proportional to pressure. So we understood in the previous class, that is, so if pressure is increases, volume is volume also is decreases. This is the graph. So at high pressure the volume is here we have got negative slope, and here the blue line, so this is the line, it indicates the variation of pressure versus volume of a gas. So this is called as, so this is a gas curve for ideal gas. So when volume of real gas is equal to volume of an ideal gas, So in this curve, but if you look at this curve, so in this curve, so it's a positive deviation. In this positive deviation, what happens? The volume of a real gas is more compared to volume of ideal gases. But here some negative deviation. The volume of real gases is less than that of volume of ideal gases. But if you suppose if it goes on increasing pressure, the volume is decreases at one particular point. So the gas convert into liquid, then the volume suddenly decreases. So this is the deviation. This is the deviation from so real gases from ideal behavior. As I said, dear students, this ideal gas do not exist, or this ideal gas is an hypothetical situation. It exists only at certain conditions of high temperature and very low pressure. These ideal gas exist, and under normal condition, so the real gases do not obey ideal gases. That's why these are called as non-ideal gases, that we can confirm with the help of this graph. And also the isotherm, this is called as isotherm, that is under constant temperature. They are written under constant temperature. So for particular gas, they have drawn the graph of pressure versus volume. In that graph, we found that some of the gases are not obey, are not inclined with this blue line. So some gases comes in this region, and some which comes below the ideal line. It indicates that so the real gases do not obey the ideal gases. So this deviation of ideal gases, the deviation of real gases from ideal behavior can be explained with the help of factor. It is called as compressibility factor. So compressibility factor. So we know that the gas equation PV is equal to nRT. Then the compressibility factor is given by Z is equal to the ratio of PV divided by nRT. So here Z is called as compressibility factor. So before going to define, so let us derive the expression for Z. So we know that from this equation, let us take this is equation number 1, and from that we can write as Z is equal to, okay, so PV divided by nRT. So this is a equation for compressibility factor, and that volume of a perfect gas is equal to nRT divided by Phi. Okay, if you simplify this equation, if V perfect is equal to nRT divided by P, then if you substitute the value of V perfect in this equation, so V is equal to nRT divided by P. So here P divided by nRT is there. Then if you substitute the value of this nRT by P in this equation, then Z is equal to, so PV real, which is present in the numerator, divided by nRT is equal to V real divided by V perfect. That is, instead of this P nRT, so its value is V perfect will come. So Z is equal to volume of real gases divided by volume of a perfect gases. That's why the compressibility factor, it is defined as, it's the ratio of volume of a real gases to the volume of a perfect gases. Volume or perfect gases means volume of an ideal gas is known as compressibility factor. And for an ideal gas, the compressibility factor is 1. For non-ideal gas, it is not equal to 1. So now let us see this curve of compressibility factor versus pressure. So you observe this curve here. So dear student, this compressibility factor, it is a parameter. So it is used to compare the extent of deviation of real gases from ideal behavior. So it's very simple, dear student, don't get confused. As I said, the ideal gas exists only at hypothetical conditions. Okay, under normal condition, ideal gas do not exist, and these real gases sometimes exhibit some ideal behavior at some certain conditions. So now we are going to understand the what difference between ideal gases and real gases, and the condition in which the real gases is going to exhibit ideal behavior. Got it? So as I said, this ideal behavior exists only at high temperature and low pressure. At high pressure and low temperature, ideal gas do not exist. So ideal gas do not exist. They exist only at high temperature and very low pressure. But at high temperature, intermolecular force of attraction is less. So that's why they exist in that condition. But this compressive factor, it gives a margin of deviation of real gases from ideal behavior. If you draw the graph of compressibility factor versus pressure, we can found that. So for ideal gas, the line which is parallel to x-axis. Here z is equal to 1. For this line, z is equal to 1. But for the real gases like H2, hydrogen gas, or helium gas, or nitrogen, carbon dioxide gas, so the curve is different. So the y curve is different. If z is equal to 1, is there no deviation? It is perfect ideal gas. If z is equal to not equal to 1, that means it indicates the non-ideal behavior of a gas. That means if z is less than 1, the gas is more compressible. For example, we can compress nitrogen. That's why we have got liquid nitrogen, and we have liquid carbon. So we can liquid and further dry ice. That is, so solid carbon dioxide is called as dry ice is there. But we cannot compress hydrogen gas. We can compress N2 gas because if it goes on decreasing pressure at the if it goes on decreasing temperature and increasing pressure, what happen at that moment? So there is an attraction between N2 molecule exists and it becomes liquid. And similarly carbon dioxide also. But in case of a hydrogen gas, helium gas, if it goes on increasing pressure at that moment, repulsion between H2 molecule and helium molecule is more. That's why volume will be more. They do not obey these conditions. What it says, if it goes on increasing pressure, volume also increases. But in case of helium, H2, what happens? If it goes on increasing pressure, repulsion will be more and volume is more. That's why we said in ideal condition. So for an ideal condition for hydrogen and helium, the volume of a gases is more than that of ideal gases. But for nitrogen and carbon, the volume of a gases is less than the ideal gas. So this is the ideal gas, dear students. Okay, so if Z is more than 1, so less compressible than ideal, we can't compress. Why? Because there is a lot of repulsive force between the particle. Why I am taking repulsive force and attractive force here? The kinetic theory of gases, it does not account attraction and repulsion. Okay, if attraction is more, liquefaction takes place. If repulsion is more, it do not liquefy, we can't compress the gas. But kinetic theory doesn't include these things. But in ideal gas, nor attraction, so neither repulsion is present in case of an ideal gas. Ideal gas alli verudu saha irodilla ali. No attraction, so there is no repulsion. But in actual real gas, attraction is exist and repulsion is also exist. Repulsion is exist in case of H2 helium. That's why liquid helium, liquid hydrogen is not possible. But liquid nitrogen is possible because of attraction. And liquid hydrogen is impossible because of repulsion. But in ideal, no repulsion, no attraction. That's why we have got the line which is parallel to, even if you increasing pressure, nothing will happen in this case. In case of ideal condition, that's why if compressible factor, if Z is equal to 1, at that condition it is an ideal. If it is greater than 1, it is also non-ideal but non-compressible. If it is less than 1, it is also non-ideal but it is compressible. So this is how we can distinguish ideal gas from non-ideal behavior by using some compressibility factor. Later, Van der Waals gives some suggestion in order to overcome ideal behavior, and he is going to give a new equation. Presently we have PV is equal to nRT. This is the equation which is derived from kinetic theory of gases. But kinetic theory of gases suffered from limitations. That's why the equation is wrong. That's why he is going to derive the new equation. He is going to correct that equation. He is going to add some corrections to that equation with some suggestion. So that I am going to discuss in the next class.